What is up, Pokepeeps and Masters? It's Rusty, PokeRuss here, and we are back for another Yu-Gi-Oh! Speed dueling video and another deck tech. So deck tech is a series that I run. I usually run it for Duel Links, or not Duel Links. I usually run it for Dragon Ball Super, but I also want to do it for Yu-Gi-Oh! Speed dueling. So any card game I like, I want to run deck techs where we go over decks that are either competitive in the format, made by me, my crew, or the community, or meta decks in general, because I like to go in depth, talk about why cards are the cards that are ran, why they're ran, and what are counters and stuff to these decks, as well as why they're so good. So this is more of an in-depth analysis, and sometimes we do gameplay footage of them. We will get into that, especially using Dueling Book. So because Dueling Book does have access to speed dueling cards, which is pretty gnarly, and we'll get into that and all this kind of stuff. But let's get directly into the deck today. We have a Relinquished deck. So with the first deck set of speed dueling out, the Arena of Lost Souls, we got access to a couple brand new cards that really helped this deck out. And this was a deck that was really prominent in the early metas of Duel Links. So Duel Links does have a couple differences between the two formats, but the biggest thing is these two cards right here, Senju and Sphere Kuriboh. But we will get into those. So the skill we're using for this is Destiny Draw. So Destiny Draw, again, same thing in speed dueling or Duel Links, but if you lose 2,000 or more life points, you can activate the skill during your next draw phase. You get to search for a card, any card in your deck, and add to your hand. So this deck is pretty consistent with the Senjus and stuff like that. So this allows you to, like, if your opponent does take a little bit of a turn to make that force on you, you just turn it right back, and that's what this deck is all about. So this deck actually fixes a lot of some of the problems that were in the first meta, which is like the two big decks. So how do you beat the two big decks? You kind of just absorb them and use their power against them. So what this deck does is it brings out Relinquished. So Relinquished is pretty freaking beautiful, and ritual cards have a hefty like little thing in this game because you only start with a 4-card hand and all that kind of stuff. But it's only being a one-star tribute plus Sphere Kuriboh and Senju. It's just a lot less of an issue. So starting off, we have Relinquished. Can only be summoned with Black Illusion's Ritual, and once per turn you can target a monster and suck it up. You gain the attack and defense, and then if this card would be destroyed by battle, you destroy the equipped monster instead, and any damage you take from this, your opponent also takes as well. So it kind of turns into like that double-edged sword. If they're going to attack and do it, they better have multiple attackers, or to try to get rid of Relinquish, or you're both going to take the damage, and then they're just going to suck up your monster and attack you with it anyway. So that's kind of how Relinquish worked and what it does. So first off, we have 3 of Relinquished, right? Pretty strong, pretty standard. Consistency is key. Next we have Senju. Senju, when you normal summon or flip summon this, you can add 1 ritual monster from your deck to your hand. It's also a 4-star, allows you to go right into Relinquish. It's the best thing about Relinquish is it only costs 1 star. But this does add cards to your hand, because deck thing is deck winning, and it adds a ritual monster from your deck to your hand. So it adds the Relinquish to your hand. You only have to draw into the Black Illusion's Ritual naturally, and boom, you're all set up. Because you have the Senju if you want to absorb. Or if they have anything big and fat, you summon the Senju, you grab what you need, you summon the Relinquish not using Senju, you absorb their guy, you punch him in the face with the Relinquish, and you punch him in the face with Senju. Might be game right there. So you're running 3 of those for consistency, and like I said, deck thing is deck winning. Next you're running Sphere Kuriboh. Now this is the heart and soul and core and heart. The sphere, the circular orb that is your heart, Sphere Kuriboh. So 1, when your opponent declares an attack, you send this card from your hand to the GY, to change the attacking monster to defense position, and then you can, when you ritual summon, you can banish this card from the graveyard to use this as one of the ritual requirements for the ritual. And since this guy's only a 1-star, this is all it takes. So their first turn, like, you go, you kind of don't do anything, you're waiting for your pieces or whatever, I don't know. You summon your Senju, you're just waiting for the last piece. They summon into their big fat guy, they go, bam, blue eyes, I don't know. And you're like, okay, negate the attack, switch to defense mode next turn. Oh, look, got it, boom, Relinquish, absorb. Now you're big fat, and then you have the Senju and you're ready to go to town. Pretty awesome. Like, this card is just absolutely amazing. It's a hand trap. Your opponent can't see it coming, they can't really destroy it. So, like, they can have all the spell and trap removal they want, but can't stop a Sphere Kuriboh. And that's what this deck does have a little problems with, is face up like Twister. It has problems with things that kind of just destroy the face-up, because if they destroy that equipped monster, then Relinquished is just a sitting duck. And that's why you also have these Sphere Kuribos as extra protection, which is super nice. Next, you have these guys, Twin-Headed Behemoth. This is another kind of like stall setup card, but it's also nice because it is 1500, which is relevant attack stat. But if this card is destroyed while on the field and sent there this turn, you can special summon it with 1000 attack and 1000 defense. You can only use this effect once per duel, but Twin-Headed Behemoth allows you to just have like that extra barrier, that extra defense while you're setting up, getting ready for Relinquished, doing the dirty, and hey, it's also 3 stars, and instant Relinquished. So pretty freaking nice. And again, it's a monster that just comes right back. Like, you do it, it comes back with 1000. You summon Relinquish, you absorb their big guy. Now you're punching him with that big guy and that Twin-Headed Behemoth. What else can you ask for? It's just an extra monster that do extra damage. You're doing 3 copies of Black Illusion's Ritual. Obviously, if you could run more, you would. But obviously, you can only run 3 because this is Yu-Gi-Oh! But Black Illusion's Ritual allows you to summon your big Relinquish to the field and does the dirty. Like, Relinquish is such a dirty deck, and it's so consistent and so, like, strong, because, like, again, you're just absorbing whatever their strengths are. If they have equipped cards, the equipped cards fall off, all that kind of stuff. Like, they have to have a stronger card to get rid of it. They have to, and then if they get rid of that, if they're only playing 1 monster per turn, they're in such a bad position because now they have to get rid of the Relinquish card, attack into it, hope not to get absorbed, all that kind of stuff. So next you have Twister, pretty strong coming out of the brand new set. Pay 500. It's a quick play spell, which is super relevant. You can top deck it, get rid of like their Relinquished piece if they have it. You can get rid of like any of their face up. Like you can get rid of their heirloom, stuff like that. It's quick play, which is super relevant because this is the only quick play we have that does this kind of thing. And like, it's just super good. Like, if you could run more of it, if you weren't just restricted to 20 cards, but sometimes it only does destroy face up, so you can't use it to get rid of everything. So one Twister I think is super relevant, and you can also use you target 1 face up spell on the field and destroy it. So say you just want to get rid of their monster or whatever. Say you absorb their monster, they just set a monster past. You have Senju out, and you have like 1400 left, or you just want to destroy your own thing, absorb their face down. Even though as you're attacking, you can win with your other guy. That's a possibility as well. So you can use it offensively, defensively, anything like that. You have 2 copies of Windstorm Vetequa. When the card first came out, super busted, super amazing. Change all battle position monsters up for face up your opponent controls. Switches attack to defense, defense to attack. Just get you ready to set up for game. And allows you to protect yourself while Relinquished things are happening. So if you have a Windstorm down, they can summon their big guy, summon the small guy. They're just getting ready. They punch you, like do the exchange where they get rid of your summon thing and then are going to get rid of Relinquish. You just Windstorm, and now you have something for you to absorb. Like what? Pretty awesome. And then if they summon a weak guy or something like that, and like if they have like one of these guys that just came back and it's weak and you just want to punch it in the face, you Windstorm offensively, and it's nutty. It's absolutely nutty. You have Interdimensional Matter Transporter, so if your opponent goes on the back foot and starts doing things to kind of like set up so that they can get their turns back, they start setting face down defense, all that kind of stuff. Or say you're in a position where you have like you have this on field and you have a Relinquished and stuff like that. They use Twister or whatever to get rid of your equip spell, and they're like, okay, I'm going to attack in, do Interdimensional Transport to remove this. At the end of the turn, it comes back, and then you just get to absorb their guy. Again, it's not going to be useful in every scenario, that's why you're rocking one of it, but it's absolutely busted, like I said. Last but not least, we have Half Shut. Half Shut is a pretty strong card. Again, another quick play, that means it can be responded to if they do have spell and trap card destruction in their monster effects or anything like that. Target 1 face-up monster on the field. It cannot be destroyed by battle, but also the attack of it is halved for the duration of till the end of the turn. So this is another card you can use offensively and defensively, and that's going to be really critical as you go into speed dueling and all that kind of stuff. You're going to want to, you can use it offensively, have their guy, and then punch him in the face, or you can have your guy just take less damage, but it still doesn't get destroyed. So you can use this on your Relinquished. It doesn't have anything because you're still 0, but if you can live the hit, Relinquish stays alive, and then you can just absorb and win the game. So half shot's really strong, and then, like, say they have two monsters, they have a Blue Eyes and a, I don't know, you can absorb their guy, and, like, they have two Blue Eyes or whatever. So you absorb one, and then you're like, you half shot their other Blue Eyes, it goes down to 1500, you punch it in the face, do 1500 damage, yeah, it doesn't die, but, like, they don't have an answer. They don't have an answer. That might even be the 1500 you need to win the game, which is pretty freaking strong. So this is the deck. Like I said, we're going to have some matches in the future, either on dueling books here, or we're going to have it in IRL. So if any of that tickles your fancy, if you have any decks you want to submit, there is a link in the description box down below. If there's any decks you kind of want to show off that you're like, oh, I just made this really cool deck, I want to show it off, and stuff like that, leave it in the description box down below. Like I said, we do this for Yu-Gi-Oh! Speed Dueling. We have box openings. We just opened a box with a brand new set if that tickles your fancy as well. Might do a couple more pack openings of that. I definitely have more deck profiles coming. There's a Desert Twister deck that seems really freaking amazing, and I think we're going to get into that starting in the next video. So check out next week for that. We have, like I said, we have deck profiles for Dragon Ball Super TCG, as well as all that other kind of stuff. And that tickles your fancy, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day. PokeRuss out. Peace.